1969 as the Australian Asian University Corporation Scheme, IDP, now has more than 100 offices spread across 31 countries. They are one of the first student placement advisors to be certified by the American International Recruitment Council. And this certification is a global standard for student placement service providers. IDP Education India Limited has been working closely with several Indian institutions to assist and advise their students on overseas education opportunities. And today, we have Aiswarya Sasidharan, the branch manager, IDP Education Trivandrum, with us to help our students get authentic and expert guidance. I invite Ms. Aiswarya for the talk. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Krista. That was a wonderful introduction. I'm indeed extremely thankful for ISTE and Marbacelius College of Engineering for organizing the session. And this is the second time that we're doing this session with you. Last year we did a similar session, and I hope it was informative for the students. And this year also, our endeavor is to give you maximum information so that as students you can make a right choice for your higher studies. So it's a 1-hour presentation. We'll have your questions. We'll take your questions towards the end of the session. So I'll be sharing my screen. I hope it's visible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it's visible.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Thank you so much. So welcome again. IDP, I hope all of you would have heard of the name IDP because we are more than student placement. We are most popular around the globe for this IELTS exam. So anyone who would like to write this exam called IELTS, they have to register with us. And in India, we are the sole providers for this exam. So we are more popular in delivering IELTS exam, but we would like to inform you that we are also doing student placement. Student placement in the sense we help you to study in destinations like US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and Ireland. We deal with 6 destinations. So today we are planning to give you maximum information of studying in these 6 destinations. So the agenda for the day is, sharing with you the benefits of studying abroad, steps to study abroad, selecting the right course, a little bit about English language tests and various other tests, scholarship opportunities, and an overview on various destinations. My name is Aiswarya. I'm the branch manager for IDP Trivandrum office, and I have my team over here. So they'll be, taking you through their own destinations because we have destination experts here. So they'll be giving you more and more information on their specific destination. So the big question is, why study abroad? I mean, studying abroad is not an easy decision to make. It is a big investment that you will ever make towards your life and your career. So that's always a big question, and here you can see a small video on why you should study abroad. So, in the small video, what we try to communicate is more than just studying, you are shaping your career and designing a life for yourself, the ideal one that you always see in your dreams. So, if you really think, if you've ever dreamt of going to a foreign destination and doing a master's, definitely you should walk into our office, get more information, and start the process. So I cannot brief you enough on the benefits of studying abroad because it's a big topic. But still, I would like to tell you that for a better career, from learning a language to actually living that language and experiencing the various cultures and the variety of courses that you get in universities abroad are innumerable. Anything that you can ever imagine of, you get to do your masters. And especially when you study abroad for 1 or 2 years, you actually make lifelong friendships, and it's a most memorable time of your life because as experts in this industry for more than 10 to 15 years, we have seen children transform and having better life than they have ever thought of. So it's a great journey, and if you're interested, we are there to help you. So going on to the destinations that IDP helps you with, these are the 6 destinations that we help you with, starting with Australia, because IDP is an Australian company and we are owned by the Australian universities. So it's our pride and privilege that we send the maximum number of Indian students to Australia. If you're talking about Australia, there are lots to say. My counselor will be giving you more details. But if you ask me, I've personally been to Australia, and the quality of life, the standard of life in Australia is the highest. You find the world's most livable cities in the world in Australia, to name a few: Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, Brisbane, etc. So it's a wonderful destination to do your master's. And the next is Canada, one of the most popular destinations for Indian students to do courses ranging from a postgraduate diploma to master's. One of the most welcoming country and one of the most safest countries in the world. And you do your higher studies at a very reasonable cost. That's the most attractive factor. Uh, Mary will be explaining to you in detail more about Canada. Next is New Zealand, one of the most beautiful places in the world. It's an island country, um, and the universities there are also highly ranked. UK, very popular from times immemorial because right from Mahatma Gandhi to the latest generation, anybody you can name, they've always done their masters in UK. Very popular destination. US, number one in the world for quality of education, more than 4,000 universities for especially for engineering students, STEM-based courses, nothing better than US that you can ever think of. Ireland, a European country lying next to UK, the best place to do computer science and IT because not just education, the land promises you a better career. So we'll give you more details on that. So coming to the next point, when you ever think of studying abroad, there are a lot of questions that comes into a student's mind. Am I eligible? Uh, will it help me in finding a job? Can I afford? Will I get a scholarship? Is the course accepted? So there are a lot of questions that come to your mind, right? But we are here to answer all your queries. We'll take all your questions towards the end of this session, or probably you can put a chat in the chat window and we'll take your questions. So coming to IDP services, what we do is from counseling, like we have in our offices, we have a destination expert counselors. So they actually try and find out what you require Based on that, they'll give you a course listing, university listing, which is the app destination for you. From there, once you select your course, your university, we help you with your application submission. We do the application submission for you. From there, we take you to the offer acceptance. Uh, After that, visa counseling, preparing you for the visa interviews. And once your visa is stamped, we help you with the pre-departure orientation. We actually tell you how you should pack your bags and what you should expect out there. So all these services comes to you for free because we don't charge our students any service charge. We are paid by the university. So that's the main attraction. Apart from all this, we have student essential services, right from bank opening a bank account. We help you with transferring your tuition fees. We help you find accommodation. Recently, we have also started. We have tied up with ICICI Bank, and we help students in getting education loans if at all you require one. And we have partners for money transfer as well. So if you want to transfer your tuition fee to the university, we can give you a quote, and you just have to go to your bank and show the quote, and your money will be transferred. So all those is IDP exclusive services to our students. So the next one is our latest innovation, the IDP Live app. So you can download the IDP Live app from the Play Store or Apple Store. It gives you all the information on your fingertips. You can actually find out if you're eligible for the course. You can get and somebody is unmuted. Somebody is not on mute. Can you mute yourself? Okay, thank you. So IDP Live app actually helps you to apply for the course and gets an offer in principle in few minutes or say few hours. So it actually helps you to find out if you're actually eligible to get into that course. So it's an innovation from our side, and the students can utilize it and get decisions as fast as possible. So you actually don't have to, apply and wait for it. You get it in seconds. So I believe you should all go to the Play Store and download the app and get all the information. So talking about IDP, we have more than 120 plus offices in 30 countries. We are a global company, more than 50 years old. And in India alone, we have 44 physical offices and 20 plus virtual offices. In Kerala, we have offices in Kochi and Trivandrum, and I'm from the Trivandrum office. So thinking of various study options, anything from engineering to science to arts, business, any course that you can ever think of, you can study in your favorite destination, provided you have the relevant background to it. IDP is partnered with more than 800 colleges and universities in all these destinations. If you want to study in the top-notch universities, we have GO8 universities in Australia, namely University of Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, UNSW, etc. We're tied up with 18 Russell Group universities in UK and all the universities in New Zealand. Canada also, we have top university tie-up. So anywhere where you are eligible to get into their masters, we can help you with. So the next specs, the most major question that you should be asking yourself before you actually decide, before you actually zero down on your option, to study is you have to really understand what your personal interest is. Because, when you go to study a master's abroad, it's not that easy as you do it in India. You really should have an interest to do it, otherwise, it'll be very difficult for you. The way the learning takes place is quite different. You can talk to someone, your seniors, and see how it goes actually. So you should be really interested and passionate about the subject that you're going to take. If you're not good at engineering, please don't stop. You can always do a business course. There's no problem in that. You can talk to an expert counselor and try and find out if you're actually eligible to do that. But in my experience, yes, you can do that. So you should actually sit and find out your favorite subject to do your master's. Then, what are the career opportunities once you do this course? And you should also look at the financial, if you'll be able to meet the expenses of doing this course. So, an expert counseling session will give you all these uh, major concerns cleared, and then you can zero down on your options. So, it's a process which takes time and effort. You need patience for that. And how do an abroad university select you? What they look at your application is not just your marks. They look at you as a person in total. You should have a story, maturity to convince your decision, and evidence to support your caliber and the skills and articulateness when it comes to the subject that you're choosing. All these is evident from the statement of purpose that you submit to the university. That is one of the most important document, which goes along with your mark sheets and passport and all that. So for a perfect application, you require perfect documentation. So IDP counselors are experts in it. So we scan all your academics. We help you with the statement of purpose. It's the most important document that goes along with your application. You need good reference letters from your teachers who actually will refer you for that university for that course, because nobody better than your teachers know actually what you have actually done in your bachelor's and how good you were in it. And most importantly, there are deadlines. So you should always be in advance, because we cannot make a late application. That will hurry up a lot of things, and it actually takes a lot of time for all the entire process. So as I told you, all these documents goes along with the application. Some applications do have fees, but most of the universities give you waiver. So when it comes to studying, there's a particular time when you can go and study, and we call it intakes. Like how we say class starts in India, we call it intakes in abroad universities. So there are various intakes across the year. Majorly, we call it the fall intake, then the spring intake. Spring intake is majorly Jan Feb, and fall intake falls in July, August, September, that time. So, be it any intake, you should be starting the process minimum 6 to 8 months prior. And if it's Canada or US, you should actually start your process minimum 1 year prior, because the seats over there close down pretty soon. So, you should not delay uh, to make the decision if you really want to study abroad, right? Now, the various courses and its duration, it's a bit different in different countries. In India, how we have masters for 2 years. In abroad countries, masters range from 1 year in UK, 1.5 year in New Zealand, 2 years in Canada. So it's different in different countries. Uh, but that doesn't mean that your course is not valid or valuable or anything. Who can say that a master's from Oxford is not valid? A master's in Oxford is also for 1 year. It is valid. So it's a bit different. in different countries, but the courses are valid because these are all highly ranked universities and their courses have been accepted worldwide for years. Now, the most important part, the finances. Everything comes with the cost. So does overseas education. So when you look at the cost part, there are two types of expenses. One is the tuition fee, and the other is the living expense. So tuition fee, in the sense we pay to the university, and it depends on the ranking of the university. So if it's a highly ranked university, the tuition fee will be on a higher side. If it's a medium range university, it will be on a lower side. So here you can see a range of tuition fee because it is based on the ranking. So you can have a look at your favorite destination tuition fee, how much it's coming. This is per year tuition fee. For example, Australia, it's a 2-year course. So this will be into two. And living cost is nothing but your food, your accommodation, your travel, your books, everything apart from tuition fee, what you'll have to spend over there, it's called the living cost. And the embassy has fixed a particular amount, a minimum amount any international student will have to spend in that country for a year. So that is what is written over here. So everything put together will be the total cost for a year. And then you have to multiply it with the duration of the course. So now you'll be wondering, oh my God, it's so many lakhs. But if I convert and tell you, in AUD or say GBP, it's nothing but 20 to 30,000 of GBP or AUD. Something that I would like to tell you is it is an investment, but the country also does give you time and opportunities to earn it back. Because when you study, you can work part time. Part time jobs are not big jobs, they're not white collar jobs, but they are small time jobs wherein you're paid hourly wages and you earn some amount of money with which you can manage your living expense. More than earning those pounds, it's more of making a network of people, meeting different kind of people and making a network for yourself where you meet industry experts as well. Those people would actually help you to get a permanent job once you graduate. So doing a part-time job gives you more exposure, which will help you towards the end of your course. So that's a major part. And it also teaches you money management. So be it any student, I would always advise you to go for part-time job when you go abroad, not just to make money, but to live in that country, to know the culture, to know the people. So part-time you can work, and also all these countries gives you post-study work visa, wherein you can work full-time, and also during vacations you can work full-time. So you can earn a decent amount of money while you actually spend your study hours in those countries. So when it comes to the entry requirement, uh, apart from your BTEC course, you need some exam results as well. So there are English language test requirements. IELTS is the most popular English language test accepted by all countries. TOEFL is another variant of IELTS. So if you're going to USA, yes, yeah, they prefer TOEFL. Otherwise, IELTS is accepted by all countries. Even US accepts IELTS. If you're going for a management course in US, yes, you require GMAT. Or if you're going for a STEM course in US, yes, you require GRE. Otherwise, it's not required. GRE or GMAT is not mandate for any other countries. You just require a BTEC plus an IELTS score. And SAT is nothing but an undergraduate test, so it's not for you. This I have told you. Coming to IELTS, there are two variety of IELTS tests. One is the pen and paper based test, and we have CD IELTS also. CD IELTS means it's fully computerized. We don't have a test center in Trivandrum, but you can take it in Kochi. We'll be soon coming up with a test center in Trivandrum, maybe in next 6 months. The benefit is that you get the IELTS test result in 4 days, whereas the pen and paper test results take 15 days to come. But the content is the same. So IELTS tests 4 skills, basically writing, listening, reading, and speaking. So if you can take the practice modules, that is more than enough if your language is good. Otherwise, there are a lot of private tuition centers which gives you IELTS coaching. Since IDP is delivering the test, we don't have coaching. So we deliver the test, we take your registrations. That's our role. For coaching, you'll have to approach private tuition centers. So this is how the scoring comes. It's a band score. And for a master's course, you require minimum 6.5 or above based on the course that you're selecting. So the major highlight of studying abroad is the plethora of scholarships that you can apply for. Scholarships, there are various names given for scholarships. And of course, it is given to meritorious students. If the scholarship amount is small, we call it bursary. Then for PhD and all, it's called grants. And then scholarships means 50% tuition fee waiver, 100% tuition fee waiver. And there are a lot of factors which is taken into consideration when a scholarship application is evaluated by a university. But the first and foremost thing that you require to apply for a scholarship is you need an offer letter. Offer letter means an admission letter from the university that you plan to study. So the first step is apply to the university, get a conditional offer, look at the scholarship deadlines, the requirements. Some scholarships you don't have to apply separately, it comes along with the offer letter. Some you have to apply, make sure it's before the deadline. An IDP counselor can help you with that. So now we go on to the destination. The first one being Australia. Rashmi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I'm Ratri, the Senior Counselor for Australia at IDP Trivandrum. So I would like to give you a brief idea why you should choose Australia as your study destination. So Australia as a country is one of the most popular study destinations along with the UK and the US, not just because of the academic excellence these universities or the institutions have, but because of the living conditions, the best living conditions offered by the cities there. So Australia is home to 42 universities, with at least one university have their main campus based in each state or territory. It's a very big country, but the number of universities are just 42. But it doesn't mean that only these universities are there, even colleges are there. But Australia is one such country which promotes university education, which prefer university education to college. These universities offer diploma to doctoral degrees, of which bachelor's and the master degrees are the most popular ones. Of course, being undergrad students, you'll be looking into the master degrees, which almost all these universities offer in wide areas. So especially for engineering, Australia is one of the most popular destination among Indian students, which offer almost all courses ranging from electronics, IT, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and even mining engineering. So the best part is that all these programs are professionally accredited, which means that these programs, if you are graduated from an Australian university, which is professionally accredited by a body, these qualifications are worldwide accepted. If you go to any other country, these programs are accepted. If you come back to India also, you don't have to go for you don't have to worry about the recognition of the program here. Moreover, the universities, the state of the art facilities, and the strong connection of these universities with the industry is a great investment for your, great return to your investment. So almost all these universities follow practical oriented classes, which means that they have included work integrated learning in their courses, which means they have strong connection with the industry as well. So it won't be that difficult for you to get an internship or a job if your performance is that good. So when it comes to the universities, as I said, there are 42 universities, of which 37 universities are public universities, And of these 37 universities, 30 universities are ranked in the top 500 universities globally by various ranking systems. And to name some are like the Times Education and the QS World Ranking, etc. So it's not just about the ranking of the universities or the facilities they offer. It's about the living condition there in Australia also, which attract Asian students to the country. If you're coming to the climate of the country, which is almost similar to the climate of India, it's a warm climate, and when it comes to winter, it is cold, but it's still okay for the Indian citizens. So, seven of the best student cities in the world fall in Australia, are from Australia. To name some are Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, Gold Coast, etc. So these cities are very safe and secure, and also these cities are livable, as well as these cities own some of the prestigious universities in the world. If you just come to the top 100 universities in the world, seven of the world's top universities are from Australia. Even if these universities are very high ranked, their entry requirement is not that competitive when it is compared to other countries. So this is one another factor which attracts Indian students to these universities. These universities rank in the world's top 50 in a huge range of study areas, as well as, for example, if you're taking the subject wise ranking also, these universities are there in the world top 50. And when it comes to the employment opportunities, also, this country is booming up, because for the last 2 years, the country was completely shut down due to the COVID restrictions. But the employment opportunities are now booming up, and a lot of students, a lot of alumni from your institutions have been there in Australia, and they are placed in various top companies as well. So currently, the country is home to nearly 700,000 international students, and this figure is just a statistics, but still it reveals how popular this country is among the Indian students. And when it comes to these scholarships, Australia is one such country which has a lot of scholarship opportunities, because the government itself has invested nearly 300 million Australian dollars in scholarships. So scholarships is very competitive, but at the same time, if you can secure above 60 percentage in your undergrad studies, you will be getting at least minimum 10 percentage of your total tuition fee as scholarship from one of the institutions. So it's just a figure, which means that you are eligible for scholarship if you have above 60 percentage. So this is one of the best part of Australian universities. Then, of course, multicultural society, the extensive student support services, the stable laws for international students. These all makes the country very popular for Indian students. So, stay back. If it comes to stay back for post graduation, it is ranging from 3 years to 5 years, which will help you in recovering your investment in very quickly. Maybe in 2 or 3 years, you can earn back whatever you have invested on your studies. So if you are to name some of the popular engineering streams, I would like to say that mechanical, civil, mining, if you are from these backgrounds, then Australia is one popular destination that you should look into. So this is about studying in Australia. So this is just an overview. You will have a lot of queries, a lot of doubts in your mind. So we can take these doubts at the end of this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajshri. Next is US, one of the most popular destination, especially for engineering students. It's one of the best places to do STEM courses. As I told you, there are more than 4,000 plus universities and colleges in US, and from top ranked universities to medium ranked and state universities. There are state universities as well as private universities. The education system is not centralized, so there are state as well as private universities, but you can see private universities also in the top ranking. So quality is never compromised because education is um, one of the most important requirements. So they are very focused in it. World's maximum researches happen in the US. So if you are a student who are looking for a quality masters, if you're ready to take a good GRE, definitely you should have a look at US. After your course, you can opt for an OPT or CPT, which will give you to work with the company as an intern. And once you complete your internship, you can slowly get absorbed into the company and apply for an H-1B visa. And but it'll take a lot of time for getting a green card and all, because it's very competitive. The country is populated and highly advanced. But for STEM students, yes, US is a very good destination. There are a lot of scholarships and financial aids given to meritorious students. Everything depends on your GRE scores. Especially US is very popular for RAs and TAs. RA means research assistantship and TA means teaching assistantship. So you can assist researchers, and you can assist teachers for which you are paid. So it's kind of a part-time job, but they look at students with high GRE verbal score. So GRE decides a lot of things. So make sure you get a good GRE score if you're looking at US. And of course, based on which state you want to study, you get a variety of universities to choose from. But the higher the GRE score, the higher the ranked university that you can look at. Of course, as I told you, it's one of the favorite destinations for Indian students, especially engineers. So you get to see a lot of famous Indian figures as examples, starting from Sundar Pichai to Indra Nui to the founder CEO of Adobe. A lot of people, they've actually done their bachelor's here and gone abroad to US to do their masters, and they've become CEOs of top-notch companies. So a lot of examples to get inspired to do a master's in US. So as I told you, assistantships, internships, student loans, etc. are available. But more than getting it straight from here, the opportunity to get any of these after your first semester is much more. Because more than Indian education, if you can get a good score while you're doing a master's there, these things become much more easier. So don't get disheartened if you don't get it in the initial go. You stand a very strong chance once your first semester marks are out. So only thing for US you should be careful while you apply is early application. All universities in US have got a deadline. Higher the ranking of the universities, earlier is the deadline. So say if you want to apply to Ivy League University, you should start preparing. Fall is the major intake, so fall means September. So for next September, you should actually start applying from this year, October, because deadlines fall somewhere in December, Jan time. So that's important for US. So next is UK. Anita, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Hi, good evening, all. First of all, thanks for attending this session. So I'm Anita here. I'm the Assistant Destination Manager for UK and Ireland. So I'll be just giving you a brief description about why you should study UK. So definitely, Aiswarya had already mentioned that one of our forefathers from Gandhiji to Shashi Tharoor has studied in UK, and lots of currently very high demanded country. The main focus to UK currently is mainly because of the stay back they have recently introduced. Because earlier there was a stay back, and for the past 7 years there was only 4 months stay back, and recently they have retaken the stay back option, as is like those who have passed after 1st July 2021 will be eligible for a 2 years of stay back. UK has got over 140 universities and a large number of colleges. And the top universities can be called as the Russell Group universities, which includes Liverpool, Manchester, Oxford. There are lots of 24 universities like Queen's University, Belfast. And UK is a world leader for main areas like engineering, science, art, design, business, management. So there are lots of opportunities for, and one of the major things about UK is you get different type of specializations. If you want to specialize in a specific area, your course is there. Suppose you are from the mechanical engineering background, you want to go for manufacturing, production, petroleum, or design, or if you want to get into the business management area, you can go for MBA. Fresher MBAs are offered by the universities. Or if you want to switch over to a management, and other than MBA, you can get into project management or engineering management, these type of courses. Or if you are from the IT background, you can get into data science, data analysis, cyber security. So there are different type of options available in UK universities. And also currently the UK universities, they have some of the universities, not the tier 1 university. There are two type of universities in UK: tier 2 universities and tier 1 universities. So tier 1 universities are the top universities, and most of the tier 2 universities, they give automatic scholarships to the students up to 10% to 20% of the tuition fees. And if you are a very meritorious student, like if you have got 75 to 80% above marks, you can try for scholarships like Great Scholarship, Commonwealth Scholarship. Or if you are looking in a Scotland area, you can try for Saltire Scholarship. And some of the universities gave you 50% to 100% scholarships also. And UK has got lots of Nobel Prize winners, and it has a great lifestyle, and the literacy rate is also very good. So UK is developing every now and then, and currently they are more concentrating on supporting international students. And why study in UK? Basically the quality, because they always maintain the quality by teaching excellence framework or research assessment. There are different type of ratings for the universities. So every now and then they check the quality of the universities, then they give the universities like gold, silver, and bronze categories. And they have a history of good education excellence. And even if the masters is only 1 year, but this UK master is approved world over. So even if you go to any other country, UK masters is very much approved. And diverse range of courses, as I already mentioned. And it will give you different, because if you get into a foreign education, it's not like a spoon feeding system. The classes will be there, assignments, presentation. So it's an overall development of your personality. And also it's in a form of English language. Sandwich courses are there. Sandwich courses means, if you are normally UK masters is 1 year, but there are courses like 1+1, that is 1 year study plus 1 year internship. Very few universities does that. It is not a guaranteed one, but if you are getting into an internship, you are getting an opportunity to work in the UK industry. So the benefit of this, like the 2 year masters you will be getting, and within the 2 year masters itself, you are getting an industry experience, which is going to help you when you try for a job in the later stage during your stay back period. And guaranteed accommodation, all the universities have got their own accommodation options, so you can choose according to that. So this is what I was mentioning about the graduate immigration route. So if you're international students who have successfully completed an undergraduate or a master's degree, you will benefit of 2 years of work experience. The benefit that means it's a graduate job search visa. So there is no requirement like you need to have a job to apply for a stay back option or anything. Only thing is you need to successfully complete your course. So when you are successfully completing the course, the university will be informing the UKVI that the student have successfully completed the course. Then you can apply for your 2 years of stay back option. And during the stay back option, you can work in 1 or 2 or 3 or companies. There is no restriction, because that is the time you are trying to search for your job. And after your stay back option, you have to switch over to your work visa. So this is about UK. And coming to Ireland, one of the other destination, which is mainly good for management, finance related courses, and also like IT related courses. So if you are from an IT background, I should say Ireland is one of the the best destination for you to get into. Why? Because most of the IT companies, the Google, Twitter, Facebook, all these companies have got their European headquarters in Dublin. So it's like there are lots of opportunities. Currently, we have students who are working in the Technopark like for a long time, and they have resigned the job and went to Ireland for studies, because that is the way of opportunities Ireland has. And it is the continent's second largest island after Great Britain, and it's a lonely planet. And Ireland has been ranked 13th out of 158 nations for the most peaceful place on earth. Sorry, and also the 10th most sociable country. And Ireland has got only 8 universities. All are world class institutions, like University College Dublin, Trinity College Dublin, University College Cork. These are all the top universities, and it's very tough to get in. But if you are getting into that universities, your future is almost secured. And again, Ireland also has a 1 year masters. Again, you will get a 2 year stay back. But the specialty of Ireland is you will get there as an option of PR, like permanent residence after your studies. Like if you are working in the industry as per the Ireland industry standards for 3 years of experience, you are eligible to apply for your blue card, and which will automatically leads to PR in the later 3 to 4 years of stay. And it's a very friendly country, and it's a gateway to Europe. Again, you can work 20 hours per week part time. Almost all the countries which we have mentioned, you can work for 20 hours per during during your studies, 20 hours free part time, and during your stay back period, you can work full time. So that is about Ireland. So it's one of the best countries, specifically for if you are looking for. And scholarships, they have got different scholarships like Government of Ireland International Education Scholarship, and also university also have different type of scholarship. Like National College of Ireland, they have a scholarship, DCU, UCC. So for applying for scholarship, if you are planning for 2023, you have to start your application from 2022 September onwards. So that means you will get an offer within 4 to 6 weeks. Then after that, you can start applying for your scholarships. So I think I have already mentioned about this, the stay back option. If you are if you are doing a master's, you will get 2 years of stay back. And one more thing, I want to just give an example. Like if you are looking for UK, if you are looking for any conversion courses, like if you are planning to change your subject, UK has different type of courses also. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Aiswarya.
Thank you, Anita. Next is Canada. Mary, are you there?
Yes, Aiswarya. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you. So, good evening and welcome everyone. As introduced earlier, myself Mary Jibu, Senior Consultant of Canada Destination. So, starting ahead, I would like to quickly brief you about some facts and features of Canada, and mostly few selling points of Canada studies. As you all know, Canada is the second largest country in the whole world. And as you can see in this map, there are 10 provinces and 3 territories. The largest province is Quebec, which is a French-speaking originated province. And the smallest province is Prince Edward Island. You all know the capital of Canada is Ottawa, which is in Ontario province. So the 3 territories are like Northwest Territories, the Yukon and Nunavut. Now coming to the next slide is the unique features of Canada. As you can see in the first point, Canada is counted among the top abroad study destination. It provides high quality education, which is valued all over the world. Canada spends more capita income on education than any other country. Lots of students get enrolled in the institutes each and every year, as it says, like in the Canadian education strategy, that they have doubled the number for full-time international students. That means more seats are added up. Secondly, as per the UN, United Nations approach, says that Canada is ranked as one of the best places to live. It is one of the peaceful and safe destination when compared to other developed countries. There is no class of any racism or there, and they have a multicultural society where students from different nations come and study together. Thirdly, we can find that Canada is a budget-friendly country. The tuition fees cost at Canadian institutions are lower and affordable, and a number of scholarships and bursaries are also offered to international students. Fourthly, Canadian institution, they provide job-oriented courses, and hence it has a high employment rate. There are government colleges that provide courses that are practical oriented. Next, as I mentioned above, Canada is the safest, a peaceful country and a politically stable country too. Lastly, as you all know, it's a PR country, whereas you can receive a permanent resident mostly after 2 to 3 years, depending upon your profile. They have a work permit for up to 3 years after 2 years of graduation and 1 year after 1 year of studies. Coming to the next slide is the features of Canada. You can see the flag of Canada, which comprises of 2 red stripes, and in between there's a red maple leaf that signifies love for nature. As you all know, Canada is known for its scenic location and natural beauty, where thousands of visitors from all over the globe do visit Canada to explore the beautiful landscape of the nation. The beaver is the official status or as an emblem of Canada, and it symbolizes the symbol of sovereignty of Canada. Next, Canada is a bilingual country. As I said before, French is spoken in Quebec. There are basically two languages, English and French. French is spoken in Quebec within provincial government institutes and in Quebec society, but there are institutes where you can learn in English in Quebec. The government also helps their international students for learning French and provides stipends too. Whereas other provinces speak in English language and the medium of instruction is also the same. Coming to the climatic feature, as you all know, Canada is one of the coldest country where temperature falls below 50 degrees Celsius, and some provinces has a moderate climate of 37 to 40 degrees Celsius. Coming to the next slide, is the different types of institution we find in Canada. Coming to the institution, basically there are 2 types of institutes. Typically, those are universities and colleges, but they are categorized into 4 types of institutes. As you can see in this slide, career colleges, community colleges, universities, and university colleges. I'll just brief it. Coming to the career colleges, they are privately owned colleges. Mostly we find privately owned colleges in provinces such as Quebec and Newfoundland, Brunswick, and so on. Certain career colleges are approved DLI. DLI means Designated Learning Institutes, which are approved by the Government of Canada and has the right for stay back and part-time jobs. Whereas some other institutes have no DLIs and hence there would be no stay back and part-time. So we have to be cautious in choosing these institutes. Next comes the community colleges, which are primarily known as public colleges. They offer diplomas, advanced diplomas after 12th and PG diplomas after graduation. They offer job-oriented courses, which are practical oriented and have programs with specialization and professional courses. Next comes the university. Those are funded by provincial government and have a wide range of programs which are primarily research oriented and course-based types. University mostly accepts students with high grades of academic marks. The last category is the university categories. Those are universities which provides pathway programs. For example, if a student doesn't have the required academic grades or IELTS score, for admission to university, then the student can be offered to this institution where he can get to do a foundation year and subsequently transfer to the highly ranked university. So these are the 4 types of institutes which you can find in Canada. Finally, we come to the summary of Canada. As you can see, there are top ranked university which are ranked under QS and Maclean's. Coming to the visa part, as pointed here, it is quite easy with less documentation when compared to other countries. But we need to apply earlier. As earlier we apply, earlier we get the visa outcomes. It's also a friendly and safe destination. Students are satisfied as it exceeds students' expectation. They have flexible study permit, stay back, and also part-time opportunities. So summarizing all this aspect, we can say that Canada will be a good destination as others when it comes to quality and flexibility. So I hope you have got a mere concept of this destination. So thanking you once again for joining up here and listening to us. If you have any doubts, we can come up and ask at the end of this session. So thank you all once again. Over to you, Aishwarya.
Thanks, Mary. That was in detail. Coming to the next destination, New Zealand. As I told you, it's one of the most beautiful destinations in the world. It's an island country lying next to Australia. It's a small country comprising of the North Island and South Island. You would have seen it in most of the English movies and even in Malayalam movies. So it's a scenic destination. And if you talk about education also, the universities out there are highly ranked. There are only 8 universities and 15 polytechnics. They're nothing but government colleges which gives job-oriented diplomas. So Indian students go for masters, which is of 1.5-year duration. They also prefer to do a postgraduate diploma, which is of 1-year duration. And they also go to these polytechnics to do a graduate diploma, which are job-oriented courses. If you look at New Zealand, it's one of the most peaceful countries on the globe. It's ranked 2 in the Global Peace Index. So you don't see, you see very less crimes out there. It's a very peaceful country, one of the most beautiful ones as well. New Zealand qualifications are globally accepted. You can study everything from diplomas to masters. It's very good for IT, civil, environment related courses. It's excellent. So if you have a passion to do any of these courses, then nothing better than New Zealand. New Zealand is also famous for its excellent scholarships, which comes twice in a year. So if you have an admission from any of the New Zealand universities, you can apply for these New Zealand Excellent Awards worth 15,000 New Zealand dollars. And it is obviously given to meritorious students who have got very high grades in their bachelors. So why New Zealand? World-class education, as I told you, they're highly ranked. What do you need to study? You need very good grades. A New Zealand qualification will always be something standing out in your CV. You can work part-time when you study in New Zealand. And if you aspire to take a PhD after your master's, you can study at a very low cost because you can study at a local fee structure. Post-study work visa, yes, post-study work visa is available. New Zealand was closed due to COVID for the past 2.5 years. In July 2022, they are going to open their borders for the international students. So currently, students have started applying to New Zealand to go to New Zealand and study in July onwards. There was a few changes in New Zealand immigration rules. So currently, they prefer postgraduate diploma or master's students, and you get 2 to 3 years of post-study work visa as well. It's a PR country, an amazing destination. So we've actually come to end of the seminar, and we've tried to pump in maximum information in this 1 hour. And we're ready to take your questions. any questions? Where do I see the chat? Okay, I can't see any chat messages, any questions.
In case if you have any doubt, you can just text on the chat box.
I hope it was informative and not boring.
Yes, ma'am, indeed, it was very informative. And ma'am, as a first question, I would like to ask you a question.
Okay.
Ma'am, is most of our students are having a question is like, is our CGPA a condition to get rejected in foreign universities? Like, if we are having a low CGPA, will that be a factor for rejection?
Low CGPA means how low? I mean,
60% and above, like below 70.
60% is what they look at. I mean, they start accepting Indian students from 60% onwards, and if it's Canada, they accept from 50 to 55% as well. Not Canadian universities, but Canadian colleges. So, depending on your CGPA, the counselors will give you the right choices. So, 60% is what they look at. So, it's not a bad one. It's a good percentage to go for.
Thank you, ma'am.
Aishwarya, to add on,
Yeah.
one of the student from Marpeselios, he had 60%. He studied in University of Leeds.
Yeah. So University of Leeds is one of the Russell Group universities, highly ranked one. So if he can get in with a 60%, anybody of you can get in. So I hope that gives you the confidence.
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Great.
Ma'am, one of our participants has a question for you in the chat box.
Yeah, I am seeing it. So Shweta wants to go for NYU for MS. So first thing, Shweta, NYU is a highly ranked university. So you need to take a GRE first, and it should be anywhere between 310 to 320. You should try for a 320 at least. Verbal score minimum 150 plus. So that's the main criteria which you need to fulfill at front. Then you have to take your TOEFL as well, minimum 90 to 100 above. And once you have all this, you need to look at the deadlines for the university. If you're going for fall, I would recommend take your GRE and TOEFL somewhere. If you want to go for next fall, take it around September, October of this year, and then you can start applying. That's the ideal time to start off for US. You actually require minimum 1 year if it's a highly ranked university. I hope I'm clear. Great. Any other questions?
Ma'am, some of the participants has already responded in their Google form that about career opportunities in Germany. So, could you share anything?
Very sorry, we don't represent any university in Germany. We only do English-speaking countries. But from what I know, Germany is very good for mechanical students, for automotive and automobile courses. The only thing that you need to make sure is learn the language German, because unless you have at least a B1, it will be difficult for you to survive in that country. Even though it is English taught course, the professors do speak German, and for part-time and full-time job, you need the language. So apart from your BTech, make sure you start off with German as well. Opportunities are in plenty, so there's no dearth of job opportunities, just that language matters. Every European country has got its own language, and if you want to work there, you need that language. And German public universities, I think it's very less fees. Private universities, yes, you have got to pay fees. This is very limited knowledge that I have, because Officially, IDP doesn't deal with Germany. So I'm telling you out of my previous experience.
Ma'am, is CMA or CFA certification required for applying to Canadian universities for management courses?
Not required. Are you talking about MBA?
No, ma'am, MS in finance or something, some other courses like that.
Depends totally on the entry requirement. So what they ask for is a relevant bachelor's. So if you're having a BTech and then you want to do masters in finance, definitely you'll need a CMA or CFA because your BTech doesn't have any modules regarding based to finance, right? So you'll have to show something additional. But a bachelor's in commerce or finance would be recommended if you want to go for such a specialized course. Be it any master's in an abroad country, they always look at a relevant bachelor's. Otherwise, it should be a conversion course, like how Anita said. A conversion course takes students from different backgrounds and they teach you from the scratch. But Canada doesn't have that many conversion courses, very few. So we'll have to have a detailed look into that. Am I right, Mary?
Yes, Aiswarya, that's right.
Okay. Okay, I have a question from Rahul. I'm a first year student and I would like to get a master's in embedded systems from USA. Is there any preparation I should do as a first year student? Rahul, something that I would like to advise you is minimize the number of backlogs that you'll be getting in your BTech. Maintain a consistent CGPA, at least a 7 above, and start preparing for your GRE. The more you prepare, the more you stand a chance to get a good GRE score because if you're looking at a scholarship, financial aid, or you're looking at a highly ranked university, GRE matters the most. So early preparation will give you a better edge towards the end of your course. Any first year student of BTech, if you're here, my only advice would be don't get backlogs, minimize the number of backlogs because that reduces your chance for getting into a top notch university. I hope I'm clear, Rahul. Great. Any other questions? So, to all students here, before we wind up, I would like to advise you to please stay in touch with us. Please go and download the app or subscribe to our Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, because it gives you a lot of information. We conduct a lot of events across the year wherein you can interact with these universities, give much more information, much more authentic information which will help you to make the right decision. We have fairs coming up wherein we invite universities to the city. The latest one will be coming up in August month, wherein we have hired O by Tamara and we are inviting around 50 universities from Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. So the fair is open to all your students. You can just do a registration and walk in and interact with these delegates. There will be faculties also coming down. So it'll be a great session for you. So just stay connected with us and, walk into our office. Our office is at Pattam. You can just walk into our office anytime for a counseling. Give us a call, message, anything. We're ready to help you. Any more questions or can we wind up?
If there are no more questions, we can wind up the session. Ritika? Ashwin?
Yeah, Erin, are you here?
Hello?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay. Okay. So I would like to extend the vote of thanks on behalf of ISTE MBCET. I would like to take up this opportunity to extend my sincere gratitude and respect to our speakers, Mrs. Aiswarya Sasidharan, and all the other members of the team for not only sharing their valuable time with us, but also for enlightening us about the subject. It was an honor and a privilege for us to have you all with us. I would also like to thank IDP Education for making today's session possible, and I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Deepak sir, Faculty Advisor of ISTE MBCET, Soumya ma'am, Faculty Advisor of SHE ISTE MBCET, and all the EXICOM members for the initiative. Finally, I would like to thank the audience for their active participation and support throughout the session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Guys, the feedback form will be available in the WhatsApp group. You can just fill that after this. Thank you, Tanvi. Thank you for your valuable time.
Ritika?
Yes, ma'am.
ബാക്കിയുള്ളവരങ്ങ് റിമൂവ് ചെയ്തേക്ക്, അവരോട് ഇല്ലാന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. അശ്വിനും ഋതികയും സ്റ്റേ ബാക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ബാക്കിയുള്ളവർ.
Okay, ma'am.
ഓക്കെ 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 നന്നായിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ബിക്കോസ് നമുക്ക് നല്ലൊരു പാർട്ടിസിപ്പേഷൻ ലിസ്റ്റ് കിട്ടി. കുറേ ദിവസം കഴിഞ്ഞ ഒരു ഈവന്റ് നടത്തുന്നതാണ്. ഋതിക, അശ്വിൻ, കൺഗ്രാറ്റുലേഷൻസ്. നല്ല പാർട്ടിസിപ്പൻസ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു അല്ലേ? 100 above ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ലേ? യെസ്, വെരി ഗുഡ്, നല്ലായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ ടോക്ക് വളരെ കുറച്ച് നമുക്ക് അത്യാവശ്യമുള്ളായിരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ കുറെ പേർക്ക് അത് യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആയി കാണുമെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു അല്ലേ? ഇങ്ങനെ പോയി എവിടെ അന്വേഷിക്കണം എന്നൊക്കെ ഞങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലായി കാണുമല്ലോ ഫസ്റ്റ് സ്റ്റെപ്പ്. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഏത് കൺട്രി ചൂസ് ചെയ്യണം, ഏത് കോഴ്സിന് ഏത് കൺട്രി ആയിരിക്കും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ ഇത് അനുസരിച്ച് എവിടെയാണ് പോകേണ്ടതെന്നുള്ള ഒരു ഐഡിയ, ബേസിക് ഐഡിയ കിട്ടി കാണുന്നു തോന്നുന്നു എല്ലാവർക്കും. സോ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് നൈസ് അല്ലേ?
എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് പറയുമ്പോ ഇപ്പൊ എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒന്നെങ്കിൽ കാനഡ പോകണം, ജർമ്മനി പോകണം. അപ്പം കാനഡ പോകണമെങ്കിൽ എന്തുകൊണ്ട് കാനഡ പോകണം?
അതറിയില്ല. അതെ അതെ. അപ്പം അതിന്റെ കുറച്ച് സ്ക്രീൻഷോട്ട്സ് എടുത്ത് വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടോ നമുക്ക് ഇത് കൊടുക്കാനായിട്ട്? ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ. എനിവേ എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ കുറേ ദിവസം നമ്മളൊരു പ്രോഗ്രാം നടത്തിയിട്ട് നല്ല നമ്പർ ഓഫ് പാർട്ടിസിപ്പേഷൻ കിട്ടി. സോ കൺഗ്രാറ്റുലേഷൻസ്, വെരി ഗുഡ്. വേറെ ഒരു ഇഷ്യൂസ് നമുക്ക്